In other stories, government hospitals in the Ashanti region owe the pharmaceutical companies over 14 million cedis in unpaid monies from drug-supplied health facilities. This is due to delay in the payment from the National Health Insurance Authority in the past 8 months. Managers of pharmaceutical companies fear the worst as efforts to get the NHIA to reimburse health facilities has hit a snag, leading to the accumulation of the debt.
The National Health Insurance has paid up to January and February as far as the Ashanti region is concerned, putting so much pressure on the managers of the health system. I would like to know what are the challenges and what is the way forward. As we speak now, it's almost in arrears for about 8 months. And we buy most of our goods from the private sector. As we speak now, we are owing the private sector a lot. The hospitals are also owing the regional administration a lot. As we speak now, for medicine alone, the hospitals in the Ashanti region are owing us about 14 million Ghana cedis, and we are owing equally to the private sector. How do we circumvent this? Thank you.
Right, so those concerns were raised during a breakfast business meeting with the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra. He had met professionals in the health professionals in the Ashanti region as part of his 4-day campaign tour of the region. Now, a former local government minister and chairman of the NDC Manifesto Review Committee, Professor Kwamna Hoy, says the NHIA's problems are structural.
Service providers for NHIS, NHIS problem no, is structural. Emerano nke 2.5% national health insurance levy no, anka yetitia. Also directly yedema National Health Insurance Authority no. Now so esa kwanya ye faso ejiji ye taxes no VAT ne ade aka nyina no nti. Uze ni nyina ekobom ewo aban consolidated fund no mu ansa na aban eyie free. Enti se sia ade aban ye nse ohwe kwan a ye betumi a disaggregate payments no. Sane e be ya health insurance, national health insurance levy 2.5%. Need a better health insurance authority hold directly. 2.5% for GET fund. A better GET fund hold directly. And all the various funds are a share. At the end, and Parliament say, exclusive funds,
President John Mahama says the $1.5 billion Tema port expansion project, which will make it the biggest port in sub-Saharan Africa, will also boost Ghana's economy. He says the project being undertaken by the Meridian Port Services partners will create several thousands of jobs directly and indirectly after completion. He disclosed this in Tema on Wednesday whilst launching the expansion project expected to be fully completed in 4 years.
The expansion is being undertaken by Meridian Port Services partners, which includes Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, APM Terminals and Balo Africa Logistics. After completion, Tema Port will have 1.4-kilometer quay with 4 deep berths equipped with sophisticated container handling gantry cranes and terminal operating systems. This will enable Tema Port to handle some of the world's biggest container ships, carrying up to 18,000 containers. It is expected that Ghana will continue to live the dream of being the ultimate maritime hub in West Africa after the completion of the project.
It's a giant step. It's the biggest private non-oil investment project ever in Ghana. And again, Ray, a lot more than the $103. It will expand the capacity of what can be handled here by 4-fold. And it will improve the lives of, I think, millions of people over its lifespan.
Meanwhile, Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Richard Anamo, has assured President Mahama that GPHA is ready for the task ahead as first phase of the project is to be completed by 2019. According to him, Ghana Port and Harbour Authority and its partners are working to ensure the expansion of both Tema and Takoradi ports are successful and the Tema shipyard.
The journey had just begun. As we proceed to finish Takoradi port expansion, there are challenges with the rail line. And we are happy and grateful that Your Excellency has again entrusted us with the responsibility to take on the issue of the Western Rail Line and the Central Rail Line to make sure that we can export our bauxite, our manganese, that we can transport clinker and all those. We are most grateful, Your Excellency.
Chief Executive of Meridian Port Services, Mohammed Samara, indicated that some of the world's top contractors will undertake the project. About 95% of materials for the work will be sourced locally, while estimated 90% of building and civil works will be done by Ghanaians.
No doubt the successful execution of a project of this magnitude requires huge effort from all the participants. We have selected top contractors, consultants, and we will be placing strong emphasis on local content. MPS has appointed China Harbour Engineering Company, CHEC, as the marine contractor for the project. CHEC is one of the global leaders in this field. Their scope of work is generally for the construction of the breakwater, about 4 kilometers, dredging of the harbor basin and entrance channel, building the quay wall, and reclaiming the terminal area behind the quay wall. Alongside the competent staff of MPS project team, please raise your hands. We have engaged also the services of AECOM, a world-class engineers, to oversee the implementation of the project. Construction is expected to be completed by the end of 2019, and by then, the new port facility will be operational.
Kwame Yenka's report for Joy News.
And the flag bearer of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has promised to establish a college of education in the Afram Plains if he is giving the mandate as president of Ghana in the December elections. Nana Akufo-Addo was speaking at Donko Krom in the constituency as part of his 4-day campaign tour of his home region. Nana Akufo-Addo said his vision on free senior high school education is still very much alive.
At Tiasi, the chief of the area, Nana Enimreku, said he is optimistic of an NPP victory come December 7 and pleaded with Nana Akufo-Addo to consider the deplorable nature of roads in the Afram Plains area and fix it when he becomes the president. Nana Akufo-Addo also accused the NDC of playing tribal politics in the country. From the Afram Plains North and South constituencies, the NPP organized a candlelight vigil at Jackson Park in Koforidua to pray for victory and peace in Ghana before, during and after the December polls. The vigil was attended by party leaders, some members of the clergy, renowned gospel musicians, and controversial prophet Owusu Bempah, who led a prayer section. Prophet Owusu Bempah insisted on an Akufo-Addo victory in this year's polls.
Up next, we bring you entertainment.